Yes. Well, thank you everybody for being here. Can you all hear me well? Okay. Angie, did you want me to do a meditation?
Hello?
I would like you to do a meditation that is a calming meditation, because I'm going to be talking about anger, and
Okay.
I might be stepping on people's toes, so I'm not sure there.
Okay.
I'm not hoping to, I don't think that I will, but I'll do my best not to. But you
Okay.
never know. So just something that uplifts the confidence.
Okay.
Before you
All
start,
right.
Penny, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Hi, Penny.
Hi.
Now mute yourself.
Oh,
Okay, so I'd like everybody to find that comfortable position, sitting as straight as you can to stay alert, to be open to the flow of breath and the flow of energy within you. And so I invite you to take 3 deep belly breaths, breathing down deep into the belly so that the belly expands as you breathe in. And then release fully and gently. 3 times at your own pace. And on the 3rd breath, the 3rd exhale, sigh. And then allow the breath to find a natural rhythm, allowing it to be calm and gentle. And as you relax, you may notice the breath becoming slower and more subtle. Being present to the breath, we are present to the body. We are present to the infinite now. And being present to the body, but we also remember that we are not the body. We are not even our thoughts, our emotions, our wants. We are so much greater. And so as you continue to breathe gently, I invite you to bring your attention into your heart, acknowledging the presence of divine love within you. It is who you are. And so silently affirm, I am divine love. Infinite compassion. Perfect harmony. I accept myself as I am. I nurture and encourage myself as I love myself. And I share my love with others and with all of life. I bring my attention to my 3rd eye. As we focus on the 3rd eye, we remember that we are the light of God, the light of understanding, the light of wisdom. We are one with the one mind, and therefore are omniscient. Bring your attention to your solar plexus, the area right above the navel and below the heart. And silently affirm for yourself, I am infinite power. I am a divine spiritual being. And I operate not from force or coercion, but from the flow of spirit within that I am, one with omnipotence. Allow yourself now to feel the infinite energy field around you that extends past the body. Outward. Infinitely. You are the presence of divinity. And in that awareness, you choose in love and light, fully knowing your creative power. Choosing to align in this present moment of infinite peace, light, love, and joy. Allow yourself to feel that vibration of life energy that you are. Take another deep breath in this awareness. As you exhale, exhale your light and love from you into all the world. You are the light of the world. You are divine love in action and expression. And we hold that knowing for all people everywhere as well. And so it is. Take another deep breath. And when you are ready, open your eyes and make eye contact with all the beautiful beings of light and love that are in our group today. Namaste.
I'm still waking up. Good morning. Anyhow, we're going to be talking today a little bit about anger. But I want to, it's going to have a twist, so I would like you to pay attention, okay? Having said that, I would like to start like I always do. I will be asking a question and I will call on you for answers. The question for today is, Tell me something that irritates you. It's a pet peeve. And I'm gonna start with Liliana.
What irritates me is impatience.
Impatience. Your impatience or somebody else's?
Both.
But mostly?
Somebody else impatient.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Cherry,
Good morning.
good morning.
Um,
Where's my coffee?
this is a tough one because I got a list, but to pick just one.
Just the
Pick one.
one that tops them all, or one of the top three, but only one.
Selfish,
Selfish.
selfishness.
Okay. Selfishness will be it. So we have in impatience and selfishness.
I really wanted to say stupid, but that's not real
No,
spiritual.
that's called anger. That's no longer a pet peeve. Okay. Okay, let's see. Impatience. Lila, Lisa, Ras Lila. Uh,
There we go. I don't really have very many, but probably one of the ones that used to really trigger me
no,
is
currently, and I know you have.
currently.
Yes,
All right.
you do
Victim.
have some.
Victimhood.
Somebody else
Victims.
playing it or you?
Usually other people. I probably don't notice it when I do it, but other people do it. Ooh, yeah. Especially, family.
Okay, thank you. Penny.
I hit the wrong one. Oops.
I know.
I can't tell a
Asila,
camera
mute
from a
yourself.
microphone. I would say I call it playing the blame game. People blaming people when they need to be looking at the man in the mirror or the person in the mirror and the person in the mirror. I call it.
Okay, so starting with you right now with blaming or thinking of that somebody is playing that, isn't that a kind of like a blame?
Well, but
I'm just playing with you. Kimi,
I try not to do it. I try to take responsibility for.
I know, hon. I know. I'm playing. I'm just. Kimi,
I did take it serious because I did see that when I get so mad with those that blame me, there is victimhood in me. So thank you for that.
everything that I'm asking everyone about their pet peeves has to do with your side of it. All right, Kimi.
I guess untruthfulness or manipulation.
One. Which one?
Probably manipulation.
Okay. Sarah.
I would say people that bully or try to use their might to intimidate others.
A bully?
Yeah.
Okay. Sam.
Mine's close to that. someone who's raising their voice to an almost yell when they're talking to you. So
That's
kind
still
of
manipulation. That's
yeah.
manipulation. That's not a sound. That's what the action is manipulation. Trying to overpower you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Virginia.
Self-centeredness to the point that, like, people that just talk and won't let you in sideways, or they always think it's about them. If you get together in a group, they're the one that wants all the attention. So I would say self-centeredness.
Okay. Thank you. Charlotte.
Well, not too many things usually bother me, but the other day, I went to the store and I haven't been feeling very well. And
Okay.
this woman just barreled in front of me in line, had no mask on, and that really irritated me.
Yeah.
Okay, so is it what would you call that behavior? We're not looking at the type of behavior. It's a specific behavior. What would you call it?
Well, they were sort of bullying.
Well, were you upset that they were not wearing a mask more than the bullying, or were you
No, it was more the
breaking in line.
passing through?
Yeah. I had
Okay.
stood way back to try
So
and be
that's
considerate, and they just
okay. Okay, so that goes under bullying. Diane. Diane Henley. I cannot hear you because you're muted.
I was trying to get the sound on and you guys went bye-bye. When you first said it, the first thing that comes to my mind is certain vibrational sounds. I mean, it's all kinds of sounds. The TV when they start doing commercials, the kids if they start whining, certain sounds will just get me really angry, and I try to stop and let it go. So it sounds.
So loudness, basically, because commercials get louder, kids get louder, loudness. Donna.
Self-pity right now.
How about somebody else having self-pity?
Mostly me.
No, I'm asking what is your reaction when somebody else plays the victim? Self-pity is victimhood, so it's another word for it.
Sometimes I can tolerate it and sometimes not.
No, that's not the question. I'm talking about how do you feel when others do it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It depends on the person. Depends on the person.
All right. So if it's a known person, would you do it differently than with somebody that you don't know as well?
Yes.
Okay. That's usually what happens. Okay, thank you, Donna. With me, is when somebody changes plans. I have a plan, I have a thing in mind, and they come in with not today, or let's do it another time, and I'm not talking about anyone specific because there's several people that do that, not just one. So and it's I have plans, okay, and I like to do things a certain way. My life is planned according to what's on my head, and I find myself very disoriented. I have a disorientation when somebody changes my plans. So I will say more than a pet peeve is more a disorientation effect that I have. It's like, can you please do something. And it's not really a pet peeve. It is more like a distress for me. So I don't know if I can call that a pet peeve. Any comments, Virginia, on that? Because I don't know what to call that.
I'm trying to think about what category that would fall into. You don't like surprises.
No, I do not like surprises.
So it's is that
a birthday surprise would be fine.
Yes.
Let me qualify.
So would that be like a fear of not being able to deal with the changes?
I didn't realize that I was that inflexible with my scheduling. And it's from this to this and from this to that. Even the way that I don't sleep, it's conditioned in my mind first.
Isn't that a feeling of being out of control?
Yeah.
That's possibly the closest.
I have that problem too.
I think that's one of the closest
Okay.
answers. More
That
than
would be what I would feel. I feel like I'm losing control.
I will agree with both of you, but mostly with you, Penny. So I'm gonna take that one. Loss of control. And all of this have to do with anger issues, to how we respond to things and how we seem to, how we deal with ourselves, not so much how we deal with others, but how we take things personally. And that's why I wanted to talk about what bothers us, because it's not about them out there. It's about us. Why are we reacting this way? Whether it's this issue that I'm having, or self-pity, or selfishness, or impatience, or victimhood, or blame games. You know, I do agree with Diane as far as the loudness with the kids or the commercials. It would like to have more control over what is happening from the people. So that's why I agree with Penny, because all of the bottom line of all of this has to do with a loss of control. So here goes today's lesson. Okay, number one, anger is a consciousness. So anger is a consciousness that we call emotion, and there's nothing wrong with feeling anger. Number one, I do want you to get this part. There's nothing wrong with feeling anger. It's part of being and standing in a third dimensional field. But what's happening is a lot of us are starting to feel anger right now. There's a lot of anger flying around. There's deadlines coming up. There's personal feelings about how we feel about what's happening in our world, economically, politically, military-wise. It's a lot going on, and there's a lot of economic distress. There's a lot of fear because of the diseases out there, whether they're real or imagined, whether you wear a mask or not, whether you know, feeling in control or lack of control. All of that, whether you believe one way or the other, does not matter, because what really I'm talking about here and I'm addressing here is, why is this affecting you? Do you feel that out of control, that only your way is the only way that should be looked at because you have done all this research, and I believe that a lot of us have done our research. Okay? I'm not taking sides here. I'm just saying that whatever side you take, if you have an issue with it, it's your issue. Nobody can give you anger. You are the sole provider of your anger. You are the only one that instigates it, and you own it. It's your responsibility because nobody can give you anger. No one. Okay. So, like I said, it's what's happening to a lot of us. We feel anger right now more and more than we are used to. And so I want to describe what anger is as a consciousness, not as an emotion. Well, it's an emotion, but it's a consciousness. So how it moves into our bodies and how we digest and translate it and how to move through it, how to navigate anger with more ease and grace. It's not just getting angry and allowing all kinds of emotions and throwing tantrums and, or climbing up and not having an emotion at all. When you do that, that's the worst part. You will be producing cellular memory. And that's worse because then it's a trapped emotion in your body. Okay. So where was I? So how we digest it and translate it and how to move through the body, not through emotionally, but through the body. How to navigate anger with more ease and grace. So first I want you to understand or see or encourage you to look at anger as a consciousness, like a cloud. And in our class, it will not be considered a cloud, it will be considered a pendulum. So instead of looking at a pendulum, look at a cloud that is hovering in your environment, okay? That's just floating around this third dimensional field that you're standing in, and when we absorb that consciousness, it's very heavy and it's very dense, and we absorb that consciousness. It spins very slowly. So it moves through the body. It moves through what is called the channel of your body. The channel of your body starts right in the middle, right on the top chakra and going down, straight down. That's how all these things enter you. Your body, not you per se. So it moves to the body very slowly and it takes over. So when you feel anger, all rationale goes out the window, along with critical thinking, also goes out the window. The observer goes out the window. The observer does not even come into the field of consciousness. There is all these knee-jerk reactions to respond to the feeling of anger. We just respond. We do not act, we react. We become very reactive. That means that you lost all your consciousness and you are acting all out of your unconsciousness, out of the 94% that is unconscious all the time in your being. And I'm gonna quit saying that because as we're waking up, we're no longer in the 94%. We're more like in the 85 in this class. Okay. Anger can also make you feel out of control. It can make you feel like you don't have a choice. And it can make you feel like you are a victim, like somebody is doing these things to you, including you, when it comes to self-pity. So it is very heavy. It's an intense emotion, and we don't like to feel it. But there is nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with feeling this emotion. and it doesn't mean that you are in a lower state of consciousness. It does not mean that you are not evolving into higher states of consciousness. It does not mean that you are not ascending or that you are a bad person. It means you are standing in a physical body, in a third dimensional world, in a field that the consciousness is not as high as you would like it to be. And one of the consciousnesses, as I don't know how to pronounce that, plural. Anybody? Consciousness, conscious?
Maybe you should say one of the states of consciousness.
Thank you. One
Or
of
the
them.
many states of consciousness.
I'm trying to, I looked it up to see how to spell it out, but I didn't know how to pronounce it. Okay. Okay. And one of the consciousness that you are interacting with is anger. There's many consciousness lurking all around, like there's so many, a continuous infinite number of pendulums floating back and forth. Okay. The pendulums, you have to be very careful with your thoughts for the pendulums. The same with your emotions and the same with your cellular memory. How are you conscious of your cellular memory? That's when you start feeling uneasy. That's when you don't know why you're feeling anxious or uneasy. That's your cellular memory reacting. It is so second nature that we usually just ignore it. So pay attention to uneasiness. So there's nothing wrong with it again. So there are 3 ways that we can engage, that we engage with anger. Number 1, there's an external experience, as an external experience that we have that is out of our control. So let's say that you are watching, creating anger, and it's out of your control because other than turning the TV off, but you still want to know what the result is going to be according to the event. So you are listening to the event, but you are angry. That's you being out of control. That's an external stimuli with you not being in control. You don't have a choice. You are just watching and it creates anger. So number 2, the second one is an external experience that you are a part of an argument with somebody. Somebody cuts you off when you are driving, getting in a fight or in an argument with a loved one, right? Those are types of things that are external to you. They're external experiences that you are a part of. And then the third one. So it's external with no, where you have no control. It is external with that you're interacting with. And the third one is internal experiences that you had from the past, the trauma or the events that are stored like cellular memories inside of your body. Okay? So that's the 3 of them. In the external experiences that are happening, that you are digesting and experiencing, because that's really a lot of what we are experiencing right now in terms of anger. So here's how I want you to view anger. You're in a physical body. And every external experience you have, every external experience out there, any engagement, any interaction, watching something, reading something, whatever it is, it's external and it's creating consciousness from the experience. And whatever these consciousnesses are, when you interact with that experience, that consciousness moves into your body. That's an experience. That is an exchange, and there is consciousness that are created because everything is energy. So again, everything is energy, and as you engage with any stimuli out there or any person or anything, you are creating consciousness by the interaction with stimuli, people, events, circumstances. Now this consciousness flowed into at an amazing quick, it floats into your channel. Your channel again is right in the middle of your body going all the way through. So it flows onto your channel and it digests and translates that experience. So, and so anger comes through your channel into your body and you translate it. And all of a sudden within 2 seconds, within 2 seconds, actually 2.2, but who's counting, right? You are experiencing anger from the moment it hits your crown chakra to it goes through completely your entire body. It takes 2.2 seconds and you are angry. Give me a second, I need to drink something. So now this is for an experience, any experience. We're not just talking about anger. You can talk about fear or frustration or impatience or all the ones that we just went through. Any one of this, you absorb it through your channel. It's an information thing. Now you can let it pass through your body or you can resist it and absorb it into your body and keep it there. So literally floating comes in any experience again, and this is literal. It comes in and it goes through completely. It creates a consciousness in yourself if you will allow it. That's how come you need to let the experiences pass through your body. That's how come I said face it, embrace it, erase it. Those are the words, face it, embrace it, erase it. In order for you to digest, in order for you to understand it, thoughts, beliefs, behaviors, emotions, etc. Now with that understanding, I want to go a little deeper with you guys. And this is where it gets hairy. So here's your physical body, and it has an energetic field around it, and it is vibrating out. It is pulsating. It pulsates outwardly. Your body is continuously pulsating because it's an energetic body. It is a frequency, and it interacts by pulsation, by emanation. And it is vibrating out light or a frequency. So let's say that in a, you're holding a, let's say that you continuously keep mostly a high frequency, okay? And a lot of us do, but nobody's a saint, so we're fluctuating, okay? And not that we don't know any better, but we don't know enough to counteract. Okay. So let's say that you're holding a high frequency, and you're vibrating light. The frequency that you are pulsating is light, and that light has a frequency. The higher you pulsating out from your body like a light beam, because if something is coming at you, you are going to respond to it like a light beam, and you're going to be fluctuating and you're encountering it. It is your interaction with it. And somebody cuts you off, let's say you're in traffic and somebody cuts you off. This exchange, there's an exchange there of energy, whether the driver saw you or didn't see you. You had a reaction. He knew he was cutting in front of you, or he was totally not there, and he just pulled in front of you, and you don't know that. You don't know why he pulled in front of you, and you start having a reaction. So your light, your energy field, goes and meets this interaction with a light beam.
Ange?
Yeah.
I don't. Diane's camera's really making it hard for me to focus because
Yes, me
Can
too.
you not move so much? Okay. Okay. So there's this interaction. You had somebody pulled in front of you. You have a few choice words, or you don't think there's an interaction, but there is actual interaction with the other person. You think you're safe because you can be on your own space, and that creates nothing and no effect. But that's not the truth. You're interacting, you are high frequency, you're sending a beam of light to counteract what is coming your way. And let's say somebody you're arguing with a loved one. You're arguing with a loved one, and here comes the anger, and here comes your beam of light. If your vibration is high enough, you are able to dissolve it. It will just dissolve. It will start entering you, and the moment it enters you, you're canceling it all out. You don't have to do anything other than you're already in that high vibration. Now let's say that you are you're in a lower vibration, and here comes the same thing, and there's this interaction, and suddenly, let's say you're arguing with a loved one, and sometimes you get more angrier than others. What's the reason? The reason is that you are in a lower vibration. Not the other person, you are in a lower vibration. So your interaction, you're only able to dissolve 1/3 of it. So you're still reactive. Now let's say that you're in a very low frequency, and then at that point you start to retaliate. You no longer are, consciousness went out the window, and rationale all out the window. There's no common sense, there's nothing. And we immediately blame the other person. Yet all of these emotions are coming from within us. Whether it's, and remember, I'm not just talking about anger. I'm talking about fear, frustration, any of those things. I know most of us are able to keep our vibration high so we don't encounter that much anger. But when, you own that. Okay, somebody pulls in front of you. One person in the car is bad mouthing the driver, and the other person is calm, looking at the driver or looking at whoever got out of that space. And you're looking and you're going, okay, what is the difference here? The difference is one was in high vibration, the other one wasn't. One was reactive and the other one was active. So know that because you are energy, you're always pulsating. Always, right now, wherever you're sitting, you're pulsating out. You know, almost like a heartbeat. And that part of that heartbeat is also the field I'm talking to you about, that I started to last week about. That's your chi energy. That inside your body becomes your meridians. That is your field, your energetic field that gives you life. And if you're treating your life force in anger, if you allow all this tantrums and all this unbecoming behavior, you are only making not only your life miserable, but you're also going to start allowing yourself to not feel that great. Because everything is energy and vibrates to you. Whatever's happening to you in your life right now, you are the creator of that energy. I'm talking about pay attention to your chi energy field. And you know, have you seen the movie Cocoon? The one with the light beings and the when they're not utilizing a body, they're just light beings. Pretend that that's, well, that is what you are, but the light beam is coming from you, meeting the person, whether you see them physically. And let's say that you're throwing all this energy at them and they're not conscious that anything happened, or that what happens is a boomerang. It comes all right back to you. So you can't get rid of the anger. You cannot get rid of the emotion. And you just start getting more angry and more angry and more angry. And you think that people are not listening or they're not paying attention or whatever. And it's not them. It's they're not reactive. You absorb it, you get that energy back, and you start exploding. Okay? So you need to be more aware how you're interacting with your energy. So like I said, you know, you can dissolve any attack, any fear. You know, I can be with somebody who's in fear and I'm talking to them and they start getting more quiet and more this or that. Number one, I am not in fear. I am not in a position where I'm going to be reactive that way when somebody comes to me. It's an immediate switch for me. It's like a light switch, which it is a light switch, literally. And you have this hat on that you're going to help somebody and you enter into that, you put the hat on and you're helping somebody. So it is as easy as you switching the light or changing your hat. If you can do that with anybody else, you can do it with you. So do you want to keep your vibration high, or do you really want to be at the mercy of every vibration that is fluctuating off of you and bouncing off of you? There's many, 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 many pendulums The pendulums are not out there. Don't think that a pendulum is way out there. A thought goes out, and if you are able to see a thought, which some of us can, it looks like a light going out of your head. A pendulum takes 2.2 seconds to enter you once the thought was released. Okay, that's how fast you have to cancel a pendulum. To say, no, 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 I don't really want this. My truth is whatever. Okay, so the main thing here is that I want to convey to you is that it is very important for you to maintain the high frequency, not only for because you want to be on 5D and remain on 5D, but also because it is detrimental to you. This is how an environment affects you. But if you're not aware and you find yourself with your defenses down and you get dragged down into the mud, but we cannot blame anybody else. It is how we keep our energy, how we protect ourselves. Okay, so how do we maintain high vibrations, and how do we maintain a high frequency? Okay. So I'm gonna say a few things. I didn't number them. I numbered some other things at the bottom, but not this ones. So I'm not even sure if they have numbers or not. So the information was just coming so fast that I was just scribbling. So maintaining the high frequency. Visualize yourself as a being of light. I mentioned cocoon just a little bit ago. Imagine that you are this being of light. Except that instead of seeing it kind of halfway yellow, I want you to visualize it as a luminescent white color. That's your body of light. And this body of consciousness. So what do? You open your heart more. You realize what is happening, you open your heart more. You create an open-hearted space like we do when we do the meditations, and when we start touching our hearts and allowing the love to emanate to our hands. You cannot do anything until then, until your love starts emanating. I want you to just observe what is happening. And remember that you have a choice, like the Course in Miracles says, choose again. If you do not want to be angry, you don't have to be. But if you are angry and you choose that, if you choose to retaliate and be angry and all of that, go there, but take the observer with you. The more you take that observer with you, the least you're going to get angry. The sooner you're going to be able to pull back out. So I did a number of 6 things that you need to do with anger or any other emotion that you do not want to experience. Okay. So number 1, your emotions are yours. You create your emotions. Nobody else creates your emotions for you and then passes them over. You own them. You own your emotions. Number 2, you're not a victim those emotions, because you created those emotions. Whether you feel impatience, self-pity, whatever, you created that. So you own it, then you claim that you're not a victim, and realize that this was meant for nobody else but you. Those emotions are yours. Those are strictly for you. They're meant only for you. Okay. Number 4. I want you to observe the anger, the fear, whatever the emotion is, and see what caused it. Get to the catalyst of what caused this emotion. Face it, embrace it, erase it. Number 5. Choose to feel the feeling of whatever that is, and observe the feeling as you're experiencing it. And the last one is number 6. Choose if and how you want to respond. You have choices. You can defend yourself, you can throw things back out, you can project things, you can be more peaceful, you can bring the observer with you and allow the observer to help you, and so you don't get in as deep, or you are in such a high vibration that it just dissolves. And the more you keep yourself in a high vibration, that's how you work with this. Okay, I've been yapping away. I need a break, so I'm going to ask you to ask questions or
Angie, could you repeat number 5? Please.
And number 3, please.
Number 5, feel the feeling, feel the emotion. Do not feel it and let it through your body. Do not contain it in your body. Do not abstain. That's what number 5 means. Number 3, this emotion is not meant for anyone but you.
Okay.
One second. I lost somebody. Somebody
Charlotte had to leave. Charlotte said, "Thank you, Angie. Great class."
Okay. Yes, Liliana.
And I want to know, when you said for number 5, would that also mean just resistance? Because if there's resistance of being with it, would that count as a number 5 or no?
No, there is no resistance on what I'm giving you.
No, but if there is resistance because it just shows up, that is not what we're not supposed to
No,
do.
I'm asking you to choose the observer. That was step number 4. See what caused it before you move into the feeling part. What caused it? What was the catalyst?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Sherry.
So there's been instances where people, for lack of a better word, are purposely trying to push my buttons or get me to argue. And I understand the whole thing, but my question is it okay to walk away and end the conversation?
As long as you are not avoiding.
No,
As
but
long as, no, as long as there's not a resistance. If you're walking away because you don't want to deal with it, it's going to present itself again.
but if I see it for what it is and say I don't choose to keep doing this with this person, then
Okay.
that's the observer saying I don't have to keep doing this.
Okay. If you're not in a defensive mode when you choose that, then I will say you're okay. But if you are in a defensive mode and walking away just because you don't want to deal with it, and that's the way for you to get away from it, and you tell yourself that you're doing this because you know better, no, I'm telling you the difference. I'm telling you the difference. There are differences. One is to walk away and slam a door, okay? Or walk away and get away, huffing and puffing. And you're saying, I don't need this. This is bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's not what we mean by that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm here.
Somebody that I love, that I guess what I'm saying is, how many times do you walk into the lion's den before your own consciousness tells you just quit going there? It's not going to change. You're at peace with it, but don't keep poking the bear.
What I will ask you is, why does somebody else's actions bother you that much?
I mean, when they're purposely trying.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Those are their actions. You're responsible for yours. Whatever they do, you have nothing to do with it. Even though that may be directed at you or whatever, or totally directed at you, they're their actions, not yours. You do not even focus on that. And the problem is that you're focusing on it and you're making this thing personal to you. And it is not personal. Regardless of how it may look, it's never personal.
Right, and I understand. I guess what I'm saying is, though, is it not okay to separate yourself from a person who purposely tries to evoke that? Taking responsibility for it and know that I still get poked.
Just don't do it when you're having an issue. Don't do it while you're doing that. You can cut ties or whatever, but not during an argument and not during a specific interaction. Because even thinking about somebody, I can engage you mentally right now and think about you and cuss you out, okay?
Gotcha.
And there would be some kind of an interaction there. And so a lot of times we don't know why people are upset over there, and we don't watch our thoughts. So I don't know why we're having so many problems, but we don't watch our thoughts. Okay. Donna?
Is it possible for there to be outside forces that cause us to feel low vibrations? An example would be like astronomical, what's the word? Astronomy related?
No.
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 Okay. So I can't blame Mars being in retro. Can't blame it. Okay.
I'm sorry to tell you that, but no.
Okay.
Sometimes, let's say that, there are circumstances outside of your control that you will have to interact with. Let's say you're having a hurricane, or you're having things that you have to take care of yourself, and there are things that you will have to, right now the earth is shifting a lot. There's a lot of photon belts going through. This is energetic movements. We're not talking about astral, how the astral is working. When I say astral, I don't mean astral like when you die. I'm talking about astrally outside in the cosmos. We do, the only exception I'm going to make to this is that the moon. And the reason for that is because our bodies are mostly water, and especially our brains and our less denser parts. And when that happens, we are part of this earth. And according to that, we are going to be going through the high tides and the low tides, for lack of a better explanation. In that sense, I will say yes. It's not because Mars went retrograde or because of this and that and the other. We are here. We belong to this planet. The moon belongs to our planet, and some things that pass within a certain things, like a cosmic event, like an asteroid or some comet passing very close by, that will have an interference with Earth. But other than that, as far as astrology, no. I'm not saying that everything in astrology is not working, okay? I'm not denying astrology. I mean, we do come into certain vibration because we chose that vibration, because we chose, it's like some flowers flower in, they have different seasons where when to plant different things. And that's because that's what they're geared for. So the problem here is owning our energy, getting our energy to remain at a vibration higher. And if you feel like somebody's trying to reach you with bad vibes mentally or thinking about you mentally like that, send a loving thought. In other words, my vibration is so high you can't touch me. Okay, a lot of times that's what happens with me. And somebody's trying to bring me down and says, you don't know, you didn't hear this, you didn't know, you haven't, this is the worst part, you do not know, blah, 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 and I am way up here. And I'm going, I'm not going, it's an invitation. You want to come and, get a hold of the hook. I was talking about hooks the other day. This is one of them. Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
Yes, Virginia.
I missed number 6.
Choose if and how you want how you're going to respond. The choice. Course in Miracles tells you if you don't like what you're feeling, choose again. Choose again, choose again, choose again. If you don't like your life the way it's going, choose your feeling. Get into a better feeling. You cannot attract something if you're feeling like crap. Because that's what you're going to be attracting, more crap. Okay? So if you don't feel good, please find a way to feel better mentally. Start with your mind. And if you can start with your mind, do some exercises or walk out there or go walk the dog or whatever it is you do, and then think of something that gives you confidence, something you have done in your past that brought you up, your spirit up, something that gave you confidence in your past. And if you don't have that, then find something that make you feel really good. There's always something to feel good about. There's always something to, what I'm teaching you in this class is to be responsible. To take responsibility, the ability to respond to the new vibrations. Fifth dimension is not a walk in the park. It's asking you to grow up. It's asking you to respond in love and to respect yourself. Above all, to respect yourself, because we are so bombarded by guilt. So, what do you think, Lisa?
Sorry, I had to find my microphone. What do I think? I think about what part of it?
Any of it?
I
I'm gonna go through all of you, so.
I love it. It just all is so clear. Thank you. I think it's really important to. I think it's really, really important every morning. Huh? Every morning I wake up and I try and do. Well, every morning I wake up and I try and do meditation, and every day I exercise and I try to eat well, and you know, sometimes I know that thoughts creep in the mind, but I'm trying to be aware when those thoughts come in, that those are not, you know, like choose again, those thoughts aren't good, give them to the robot. The people I hang out with, the people I attract to my business, I want them to be a higher vibration and in harmony. And I really avoid television and a lot of things like that.
What would you do if somebody was in a very low vibration? Coming towards you.
How would I help them? Would they want, do they want help?
No, not help them.
Okay, so they're just in a low vibration and they're just somebody.
And they're visiting you.
And they're visiting me. I surround them with light and love and let them be.
No, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about you. What would you do for you?
Oh, I would do the same to me. Yeah. Always when I'm sending out love, I start with myself.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Penny.
I really can relate to the difference in vibration, because there are days when I really don't have a problem. I mean, I can really contain my emotions. And there are other days like this morning. And then I went, oh my. And then of course I catch myself going, why did I have that reaction? I could have made things much easier if I didn't have that reaction and just went away and just walked away. But yeah,
So
the
now
vibration, apparently my vibrations must have been very low today. I don't know why, because I was feeling better today than I have been for a couple days. Over the weekend, I didn't feel very well. And so today I actually started feeling better. So I was physically feeling better. So I was surprised. Well, I guess what it was is I was feeling blessed that I was feeling better. And I had gratitude that I was feeling better. And when the other person got angry, not at me, got angry at something else, then I got angry at him. And for some reason, my vibration was low, and I didn't understand that because I had just been very grateful for feeling better.
Okay, no, it has nothing to do with that. I mentioned another part of that in the class today. I said your cellular memory is reactive.
Okay.
And you might not be emotionally, you know, turbulent or mentally turbulent, but your body is reactive. Your body is sitting in the background waiting for a shoe to drop, so to speak. You may be peaceful or this or that, or you may even be singing, but the body's over here going like, and you know, that's the part where most of us are unconscious. Our cellular memory, because we don't pay attention. Why are we feeling uncomfortable? Why are we feeling, and don't look at the other person. Nothing to do with the other person. I mean, I wish there was something and give me a shovel and I will shove it in, you know, but it doesn't help, okay? It just gets worse because then it's a boomerang. You do not want a boomerang. Because if they don't take it, you're gonna be up to here. Because you get it, but you get it in a boomerang is coming very fast at you. You don't even notice, and before you know it, it hits you. So the 2.2 seconds is too much for a boomerang. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Penny. Sarah. All right. Who has that? Sam and Lila.
Oh,
Lisa.
I'm sorry.
Mute
I'm sorry.
yourselves.
Well, recently I've been struggling, I guess, with reacting and coming from ego and trying to feeling like I need to respond to what feels like projections from other people. And so I think this is really helpful for me to take ownership that everything I'm feeling is my own, and to not blame all the people around me that I feel like I'm upset or reacting to, that it's really myself. So.
Okay. So what can you do to get out of that?
Maybe observe myself and take a step back and try to really uncover where the feeling is coming from. And
That's an awesome answer.
What?
That's an awesome answer.
Okay. And then make a different choice.
Very good.
So thank you.
Diane Henley.
Yes, ma'am.
What about you?
I listened when I could in between all the stuff we had to do. I had to do bills and do stuff. But that's why I asked, has this been recorded so I could go back and listen to it again? Because anger is definitely something I can use some help with.
Okay.
Trying to make a conscious choice about it. So I'll definitely listen to this again.
Okay, yes,
and write down
it is being recorded and it will be there for you to review. So thank you for clarifying that, and I will send it to you, okay?
Thank you so much.
It doesn't post until tomorrow.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Do you want to say something else?
I think the main thing is the idea of being responsible for our anger. And then also when someone had said something about that you can choose to walk away from situations, I've done that quite a few times. I agree that I disagree, and then I just walk away if I can in a situation.
I didn't say that was okay.
You didn't say that was okay?
No.
To agree?
I said it was okay if you did it at a time when it wasn't, when you were not engaged. It would be okay for you to not engage this person at another time, but not during the time of an argument. Because what you're doing, you're allowing space and time, and it becomes a cellular memory that you will be carrying on, and then you will be reactive at a later time, and you will think that you didn't do anything, but you did. Okay, so you're reserving it, and then you'll be reactive, and you don't even know where it comes from, and that's where it comes from. You're stepping out. You don't want to deal with it. One thing is not wanting to deal with something, and another one is saying, okay, you know, what he or she's doing or the kids are doing has nothing to do with me. Nothing. It means nothing to me. The problem is we take things personally, And that's where the mistake comes in. Okay, so get out of the personal stuff and get out of that. That's how come I said, if you're going to address something, do it at a later time when there is not an upheaval going on. But I mean, finish what you're doing, otherwise you're going to store it. And then you wonder, because then you're going, how come it keeps on happening? And it's happening again and again and again. And it's a repeat because you are boomeranging off of each other. Okay, so that's a boomerang coming back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So it's time for you to say the buck starts here, stops here, not starts, but stops. And there's nothing anybody can tell me or say to me that is going to, they can say anything to me. And it doesn't mean anything because I know that they are projecting. Regardless of the motive behind them, whether it is to pick on me or to make me feel bad or to whatever. I usually, I was a manager for this phone company, and I had all these technicians, and most of them were college graduates with different things in my department anyway, because it was the nuts and bolts of the place. And they always wanted to get me, and they would try to egg me on, and I would get what they were saying, and I would start bragging about it. Yep, that's me. Yep, exactly. What you gonna do about it? And they didn't know what to do with that. Okay, because it's like, okay, I'm throwing my best lines at you. I'm doing this, and you are, are not responding. I was not responding the way they wanted me to respond. I still was not attacking them, but it was more like responding back. I wouldn't even do that now, but that was one of my beginnings of understanding this.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Angie, I think that's so powerful when you think about it that way, because you don't give any of your power away to them, and you take away their power in a way to come after you. It was just like down the street the other day, and some people were yelling political stuff at me and berating me, and I was just like giving them a high five, yeah, okay. And then they just, after a while, they stopped because I didn't give them any of my power.
There's no hook.
There was no, it wasn't fun for them anymore, because I didn't play into their game.
There's no hook, exactly.
Yeah. So it just stopped. And it really is so very powerful to do things that way.
Right, so, because you give the power to who it belongs, you. And to say that somebody else is making you and is doing this and that and the other, and just remember that no one can push your buttons without your permission. Who was it that said that? Eleanor Roosevelt, or yeah. Oh. Did I see a hand? Hi, Sherry.
I just want to clarify something. So the collective consciousness of what is going on right now and in this next week has no effect on me, on my anger, on how I deal. I'm not affected by outside forces.
No, unless you choose to be fearful. If you are fearful of what's happening or what is going to happen or what it might mean to happen, if somebody did or didn't do or won or didn't win, or regardless, I think I thought this too. I was talking to Sarah the last time. I said, you have your own personal timing. What somebody does or doesn't do.
Okay, I guess I'm talking about the collective consciousness right now, not somebody next to me or in my
The collective consciousness is always active. Whether it is this week or next year or last week, it has always been active. It depends on which pendulum you want to concentrate on. That's how come I started talking, giving an example.
Okay.
Okay, so the collective consciousness has to do with beliefs and thoughts. Beliefs and thoughts, when we have a belief or a thought, it goes to the consciousness, and the consciousness looks. It takes 2.2 seconds to look it up, and it goes and adheres itself to thoughts of the same kind. Okay? You can say, never mind, I don't want that, and take it out of there. But it is that quick. Be careful. Your thoughts are praying in prayers. Think about what you're saying. So when the collective consciousness is not just one thing or one thought or one idea, the collective consciousness includes all of the countries, all of the people, all of the. Are you talking about the collective or the United States consciousness? Are you talking about Erica?
Yeah,
Erica?
right now that's what I'm referring to. There's a certain level of, well, like Sarah getting attacked by, for whatever, people are somehow thinking it's okay to show their anger towards others in traffic, or that's what I mean. This is a very contentious time in our country. And
okay,
are we
don't
not
add to it? In other words, the best thing to do is not to add to it. Don't be a part of it.
Toning and doing my deal.
You don't have to participate in the collective. As a matter of fact, we're supposed to be influencing the collective. And if we're doing our job correctly, and if we meditate, and if we send out that love to our country at least during this week, and flood the gates with love and compassion for everyone. It is not love and compassion to who you think is right or wrong or whatever idea you give your affiliation to. Unconditional love means unconditional. And the only way that unconditional love can override a lot of things is if it's offered freely to all of us. Okay. Virginia.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm asking you what you got and how to apply it and all that. What everybody else?
Well, I think these are great ideas. I was unclear about one point because but my mind got off on another tangent. I'll have to think about that and come back to it. I had a moment of irritation this morning. I'm trying to get a title to my car so I can sell it. And first of all, after looking for 2 or 3 hours for the title, I found a piece of paper that said I don't have a title because it's electronically stored with the state. So I said, okay, so I'll go look that up. And so I get all my papers together and I go up to the tax office and they say, well, Toyota has not released the lien on your car. And that was like paid for 5 years ago. And I'm going, what? So I felt myself, getting, I got it. I've spent all this time getting ready for this moment and I get in front of the thing. So immediately I said, I caught myself. I took a deep breath and I said to the nice man in the window, I said, well, you know, at least now I know what I need to do next. Thank you. And I gathered up all of my papers and I left. I went to the car and it hooked me again. I got angry that Toyota hadn't done their job. And then I said, well, you know, I feel angry, but this is not going to help me. I just need to go talk to Toyota. So.
Did you let it flow through your body?
I guess I just went, okay, not helping me.
Okay.
That's usually the way I release it. You know, I feel, okay, I'm angry.
Uh-huh.
I feel angry. And it's not really helpful. So.
Okay. Donna?
Yeah, this was very, very good for me because I had I don't know what to call it. Last week, let's just say I was separated. That's the word I want to call it, separated. But, you know, I really like that you said a few things in here, like your emotions are your own, you own them. I have a tendency to want to blame outside forces. I don't understand why it's happening. Why to me? Why is it happening to me? You know, that kind of thing.
The more you dwell on things, the more you will have the same things happen.
Yes, and more of it, and more of it.
Right, more of it.
More of it. And so
the more tantrums or crying fits or whatever, the more you will have.
Like a chain reaction or the boomerang. I like that.
Right, it's the boomerang.
The boomerang just kept coming back to me. Yeah. But I also liked that it said that you said, realize this is meant only for me. And when I heard that, when I heard you say that, I was like, you know, there is something to be recognized in this. There is something to be recognized in this. And
it's your power.
And it is mine. And it is mine.
Your power. But it's your power, giving your power back to you.
There you go.
The moment that you blame somebody else because they're egging you on or whatever, you lost your power. You're totally disarmed, you know.
Very true.
You know, getting to use self-pity game. So it doesn't work that way. Not in this.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that was great. I mean, I really
appreciated
this. So thank you.
Okay. Yes, Virginia.
So I looked at my notes, and what I wasn't clear about is number 4. You said feel the emotion and ask yourself what triggered it, what was the cause of it. Did I get that correct?
Yeah.
So in the past, you've said it doesn't matter. Don't try to analyze it and don't try to figure it out.
Until you are in the 5th dimension fully, right now you're gonna have to have help because you're still falling into the temptation of not owning, of guilt, giving, and blame. The blame game, which is once again what I'm teaching at this time is guilt. Letting go of guilt. This is what my classes are all about this semester. And all of this has to do with that. So what was your question, Virginia? I still didn't get what your question was.
Well, you said to observe the emotion and ask yourself, try to figure out what triggered it. And so what's the cause of it? But in the past, you said don't analyze it. So which part is in the 5th dimension?
The part that is in the 5th dimension is where you're no longer angry and you're no longer reactive. Okay.
And then another question is, you said something about the photons. So what are the effects? What are the effects of the photons on us?
Right now, there is a lot of DNA being changed from carbon to crystalline.
Okay.
But there is more right now going on than that because right now it's affecting our neurons. We are being bombarded with energetically, and it is good for us, although you know, the healthier you are, the least problems you're gonna have. But if you are not somewhat sick or whatever, sickly, then you're gonna get more tired more easily, or you're gonna be more sleepy, or you're gonna be more, you know. So if your parents or if your family members are more dragging butt right now, for lack of a better word, that's what is happening. You know, and the more that the person is not in 100% health, the more that this affects them. But then you take somebody like that is very active and very health conscious and is properly and sleeps well, and you know, and they won't have the same problems. Okay, so that helps on that area. I'm gonna take one more. I'm gonna pick Kimmy.
Hello.
Hi.
I really appreciate this this teaching, and I think it was last week I had a moment where I got really emotional with my realtor, and I really didn't want to go there, but there was some manipulation going on that I felt, or lack of communication, not being fully truthful about things. And so the biggest takeaway for me was to when in the moment, in the understanding of the unconsciousness of the stored cellular memories.
Right.
And I really like the idea of knowing that we're the creator of everything. So great
Right.
information, Angie. Thank you.
The biggest problem all of you are going to have is recognizing your cellular memory reactions, because your cellular memory reactions are already second nature, and you think it's you, but it's not really you. It's second nature because your body has practiced this for so long that you think it's normal when it isn't. Okay, so it's somebody can say, "Oh, I'm mostly fine." I always worry when somebody tells me that. I start looking at them very carefully, because where we're at right now, and when somebody says that to me, it's a big warning sign. It's like a big major sign. And it's not that there's something wrong with them, it's only that the awareness level, I question the awareness level. You can meditate for hours at a time. I mean, I have a friend that sometimes meditates 12 hours a day. I don't understand that, but it's okay. That's something that he feels like he has to do. You know, if it takes him go through that channel to get to where he's at, where he feels centered, and then he does his yoga, and he's into some kind of smoky things that, not smoking, some kind of a thing that he burns on all around him. And when somebody's that dedicated and that, you know, it becomes a disciple, it doesn't become an equal. It becomes somebody over here, like in a level of understanding that it's a little bit with what do they call them? A step ladder, a pedestal. Like there's this pedestal, and if you do all these things, then all this should be the result. But the thing is, then life happens. And when life happens, and I'm not saying when everything is going good and great and I'm talking about when the cat dies and somebody ran over your dog and you lost your job or you lost your income and, you know, you have some kind of a spat with your brother or whatever. And nothing is the same way. Then you have all these things that you have to take care of. Those are issues. But a lot of people then, for them, they become problems, not just an issue that can be resolved. Like what Virginia was saying, that, you know, he found, okay, now I know where to go to resolve the problem. It was not really anything that major, only that things need to be resolved at a certain time. And so when that happens, we have the capacity to deal with things. But I don't ever so far have claimed to be right here. I can be right here, and I'm pretty smooth about being here. But I'm not saying that my life is 100% or that I have no problems or no issues or whatever. Only that I know I can deal with it, and I know that I am, but I cannot say that I don't have anything. All I can say is I know how to deal with it. And I know if I don't know how to deal with it, I know people that do know how to deal with it. And that is a major thing. Like Virginia didn't know how to deal with, she thought she had the problem resolved, and then she found that there was an extra step. She didn't like it, but she still did it. You know, she didn't just smile, yay, thank you, you know, and went happily to the next place. You know, we all have that human factor. So anyway, I want you to put your hands on your chest. I want you to breathe in deeply. Exhale gently. I want you to concentrate on only breathing in and out through your mouth. Please breathe in deeply but carefully without straining, without pause, just in and out, just the natural pauses of the body. Allowing the breath to be what it, allowing your body to take what it wants to take at the, not forcing anything, including the breath. You are perfectly fine where you're at. Your breath is just perfect, regardless of what you might think. Right now, I want you to know that you are sitting in a safe chair or couch or bed or whatever, wherever you're sitting is safe. It's not gonna buckle underneath you. You're gonna be fine. You are safe and secure. I want you to go within. I want you, what I call, falling into your body. There's a field of energy that surrounds you. I want you to collapse that feeling, that field into your body. It's meant to be a healing energy. It is meant to help you, to rejuvenate you. The intention right now is to rejuvenate your cells, to rejuvenate your body, your skin, your muscles. Allow yourself to feel yourself collapsing into every cell of your body. That energy, allowing peace to enter the cells. I want you to breathe and consciously bring that breath into the cells, all of them, including your hair, including your face, your head, your neck, your shoulders, your entire front and your entire back. your sides, your arms, allowing energy, revitalizing your hands, your arms, your elbows, your upper arms, your thighs, your knees, your legs, your ankles, and your feet. Rejuvenating and energizing your body inside and out. Paying respect to your body with the energy field concentrated on the body. Respecting the body. Allowing peace and allowing well-being. Enjoying your body. It is okay to enjoy your body. It is okay for you to be peaceful. And I want you to emanate love through that field. And now I want you to start emanating your field out of your body without leaving your body. Fully in the body, but pulsating outwardly until it feels comfortable for your body. Resonate with that field. Send that love. It is the field of love. Send it to your hands. Send it to your hands. Send love to your hands. I want you to be grateful for the great function that your hands, the service that the hands do for you. It is a great service. And send them love. And then I want you to send love from your hands back to your heart. Your heart thanks you. Your heart loves to be open. And as it wants to be open, I want you to put your hands and put them towards your screen. As we're going to give each other energy. As we're going to send each other love and peace and harmony and joy. Well-being is ours. We have the power to send this to each other. We have the power to send this to others, to the world in general, but right now it's just between us and us. First us. We come first as light workers. Your intention is into giving each and every one of us healing, emotional balance, mental balance, body restitution, well-being. And now I would like to take this opportunity to say, to ask to healing to be sent to one of my friends. Her name is Athena Tanner, and she was diagnosed with COVID. And she wanted healing, and she wanted energy sent to her. And so just send it to the name Athena Tanner. I see your wholeness. I see your body integrity. And I see you healed, happy, healthy, happy, and whole, just as you are. And now we're going to send energy past us and past Athena, including Athena, into the energy being sent into the world, the entire world, Pretend that the earth is in front of you in a circle. So circle your hands and put the earth in between your two palms and send healing energy to the environment. And send healing energy to the land. And send healing energy to all of the animals, marine and terrestrial and airborne, to all the bodies of water, to the air that we breathe, the waters we drink, air we breathe, to all of the land, to Mother Earth, to all the water in Mother Earth, sending healing light to Gaia, right now, right here, sending healing to the United States of America, to everyone in the United States, and to anybody who's an American who's not in land, also to them, sending healing to all Americans. Let love be the answer. Allow love to be love, unconditional, carefree to everyone. And I want you to bring your hands back into your breasts. I want you to send one more time energy to your circulatory system, to your bones, ligaments, muscles. Anybody with these issues, I am sending a wave. And I said a wave because within a quantum field, without any obstruction, and when it hits your body, it will turn into a particle of healing. I'm sending energy to your knees, to your hands, to your feet, to all of your bones, to all of your internal organs, to all of your hormones, all of your functions in your body, to all of your skin, all of it, all of our skin, all of our hair, from the top of the head to the bottoms of our feet, including our fingers, our fingernails, our toes, our toenails, our wrists, and our ankles, and everything in between the head and the bottoms of the feet. I want you to know that you are loved, that you are wanted by this universe, that everybody expected you to be in the position that you are right now to help the consciousness, to elevate the consciousness of the planet. You are the light workers. So light to you first. Feel your light body, like the cocoon character, except this luminescent white. Bring your attention back into your room, into your chair. Whenever you feel comfortable, open your eyes and rejoin the rest of us. Are we all back? Liliana, are you back? Okay, I couldn't tell with your glasses. Okay, so our class has concluded, so you can stop the recording, Virginia.